Alrighty.
Are you recording this?
I think so. Hopefully my voice is on here. Who knows though. Okay, so getting ready for the test. On this problem, if this is 110.5, C is 61.6, alpha is 20.7, what do we do to figure out B? Not law of sines yet. No. It's even easier than that. 180 minus 110.5 minus 20.7. Okay? So that's 131.2, which gives us 48.8, right? Okay. Now, law of sines, because we have opposites. The sine of 110.5 over 61.6 equals the sine of, to figure out A, it would be 20.7 over A. Cross multiply, solve. Okay, what do we get for A? Should be fairly short. 23.2. Sounds good to me. Okay, if we don't agree, then let's figure it out. So we need to make sure we know how to do this. Boom. So 61.6 times the sine of 20.7 divided by the sine of 110.5 equals 23.2. Okay? And so then to find B, its opposite of beta, which we just found is 48.8 over B. So we go through the same process, 61.6 times the sine of 48.8 divided by the sine of 110.5. So 49.5. Okay, we good with that. Law of sines, easy peasy lemon squeezy, especially when you're finding sides. It's really easy. Okay, then we have the dreaded, could it be one triangle, two triangles, or zero triangles? Oh no. So we draw an acute looking triangle. Beta is 37.1, so you put what they give you first right here. The opposite of it is 34.8 because that's B. So this is beta. And then the other side you put here, 37.3. So that means this is alpha and this is gamma. Okay, label at the end. Put the things down here, 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 and then label them at the end. Okay, so then you go sine of 37.1 over its opposite side, 34.8, equals the sine of alpha over its opposite side, 37.3. So on the calculator, 37.3 times the sine of 37.1 divided by the sine of 34.8, nope, not the sine, divided by just straight 34.8 is 0.6465. So then, to get alpha alone, we do move the sign to the other side, so it becomes the inverse sine. So we take the inverse sine of the answer, and we get 40.3. Then, what we do is draw an obtuse triangle with beta, gamma, alpha. 180 minus 40.3 is 139.7. And this is 37.1. And this is 34.8, 37.3. Okay? So now we got to see what's left for angle gamma in each. Okay? So these two add up to 77.4. So it is 102.6, I think. Right? Would you quit that? Oh, now what did I do? Oh my goodness. Undo. There we go. Got it back. All right. So 102.6. Are we good with 102.6? I'm not doing the math. I mean, I'm doing the math, but I'm not using a calculator, so I could be wrong. Okay. I guess we'll just trust me. Blind faith in Mr. Bierschbach. Okay. What? Okay. So 37.1 plus 139.7 is 176.8. So this is 3.2 up here. Okay. So then, knowing that, now we can use the law of sines to figure out what side C is here and what side C is here. Over here, the sine of 102.6 over C equals the sine of 37.1 over 34.8. So 34.8 times the sine of 102.6 divided by the sine of 37.1 is 56.3. And then over here, the sine of 3.2 over C equals the sine of 37.1 over 34.8. So 34.8 times the sine of 3.2 divided by the sine of 37.1, which is 3.2. So we get 3.2, 3.2, which is odd, and 139.7. And over here, we get 40.3, 106, 102.6, and 56.3. Okay? All right. So that's not fun. Okay? This one. What do we know right at the start reading these numbers? There's just going to be one solution. We got an obtuse angle. You can only have one obtuse angle in a triangle, so you're only going to have one solution. So 121.3 is our obtuse angle. Opposite of that is C, 7.6. 9.4 can go here. So this is alpha, gamma, beta, and we just figure out the sides. Sine of 121.3 over 7.6 equals the sine of alpha over 9.4. So 9.4 times the sine of 121.3 divided by 7.6 is 1.5. Ooh, 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 ooh. What, you know what? You know what our calculator is going to say? It's going to say error. You know why? The longest side should be opposite the biggest angle. Is it in this case? No. So it does not work. So there's no possible solutions. Okay, I told you lunar crater problem would be on the quiz and on the test. Here it is. We'll know how to do it now, right? Okay. A, B, C. Don't make fun of Oliver. It sounded like it. All right, point C is 56 away from A. BAC, oops. A, B is down here, A is here. There we go. BAC is 112. That angle up there is 112. ACB is 44. Okay, that's what we know. So the sine of 44 over, let's just put an X there, equals the sine of something over 56. Well, what's this something down here? Well, I got to figure it out. 180 minus, this is 156. 180 minus 156 is 24. So it's sine of 24 of that. So it is 56 times the sine of 44, press equals, divided by the sine of 24, press equals, and we get 95.6 meters. Okay. Side, side, side. With side, 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 A is 24.4, B is 13.4, C is 24.2. So, to find angle A, we do the law of cosines, because side, side, side is the law of cosines. So, A is opposite of alpha, so 24.4 squared equals 13.4 squared plus 24.2 squared minus 2 times 13.4 times 24.2 cosine of alpha. Okay? Right here. Top formula of those. Okay? So then on our calculator, we just take 24.4 squared, and then we subtract these two. 13.4 squared and 24.2 squared. And we get an answer. And we divide it by, and then we got to put this in parentheses, all of this. -2 times, not minus, times 13.4 times 24.2. We get an answer, and that's what the cosine of alpha is equal to. So to figure out what alpha is equal to, we do the inverse cosine of the answer, and 74.8. Then after that, you could do law of sines, or what I think is fairly easy is just use law of cosines again. So just go 13.4 squared minus 24.2 squared minus 24.4 squared. And then divide by -2 times 24.4 times 24.2. And do inverse cosine of the answer. And that's 32. So then those two add up to 106.8. 106.8 is 79.2. No, 74.2. 73.2. There we go. We good? Okay. The easier law of cosines is this. Why is it easier? Because when you're finding a side, you can type it straight into your calculator. So b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine of 97.3. So figure out what b is by going 6 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 6 times 9 cosine of 97.3. 97.3. Put that all in. That's what b squared equals, and then take the square root of the answer. And you get 11.4. Okay? Then I would find the angle of, well, this is an obtuse angle, so it has to be an acute angle. But I like to find the angle of the smallest one next. So if I want to find angle A, the sine of alpha over A equals the sine of 97.3 over 11 point, it's 11.4 something, 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 4334. And the reason why they want it 4 decimal places is because it won't throw off the other answer so much. So 6 times the sine of 97.3 divided by 11.4334 is that, and the inverse sine of the answer when we find an angle, 31.4. So these two add up to 128.7. So it's 51.3. So what's, whoops, got them backwards. Don't do that. 51.3, 31.4, because I found alpha, which is that one. Okay? So be careful not to mix them up. Now, area. Heron's formula. Heron's formula is the S one. S equals 5.1 plus 8.7 plus 10.7, all divided by 2. Whoop. Oh, come on, Mr. Bierschbach. 5.1 plus 8.7 plus 10.7, all divided by 2. Okay, 12.25. So it's the square root of 12.25 times 12.25 minus 5.1 times 12.25 minus 8.7 times 12.25 minus 10.7. So it's 12.25 times 12.25 minus 5.1 times 12.25 minus 8.7 times 12.25 minus 10.7, which is 21.95 or 22.0. If I know alpha is 42.3, beta is 62.9, and C is 12.9. If I want to figure out the area of this, and I wanted to use my side angle side formula, I have to figure out this angle, so then I can use the law of sines to figure out this side or this side. So that angle, this is 106.2. 180 minus 106.2 is 73.8. So the sine of 73.8 over 12.9 equals the sine of 42.3 over x. So 12.9 times sine of 42.3 divided by the sine of 73.8 is 9.04. Then we use side angle side here. 1/2 of 9.0 times 12.9 times the sine of 62.9. One half times 9 times 12.9 times the sine of 62.9. Okay, and it's 51.67. So 51.7. Okay, now these will go a little quicker. Vectors. So if A goes there and B goes there, we wind up going like that, which is choice A plus B. Okay, A minus B. Well, A was 0, 3, and B was 2, 0. So if we subtract them, okay. So if we subtract them, 3 minus 0 is 3. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. We should be at negative 2, 3. Negative 2, 3. Okay. A here is at 2, 3. B is at 5, 2. So if we add them, we get 7, 5. If we subtract them, we get negative 3, 1. Which one is 30-degree angle? Well, angle B is. Magnitude and direction of the vector. The magnitude, you take 3 squared and negative 1 squared, which is 9 plus 1, or the square root of 10. Find the direction. It's the inverse tangent of... Now, you have to use positive numbers here. And it's going to be y over x. So 1 over 3. What's the inverse tangent of 1/3? Somebody calculator, please. Inverse tangent of 1/3. 18.4. And we are in the 3, negative 1 in the fourth quadrant. So 18.4 down from 360 degrees would be 341.6 degrees. Okay? And the last one, you just use, if this is 25, then this is 155 and 75 there. And just use the law of cosines to figure out the pounds of force, like we did earlier. Okay? So, those are the 13 problems on the test on Thursday. Okay? You'll have the whole period to work on the test. Okay? So, if you have questions coming in, you can ask your questions coming in.